and banking theory and practice. Banking theory and practice. These are the three papers under group category or skill enhancement courses. Okay, so yesterday we have verified the objectives of financial accounting, course objectives of financial accounting, and we have also discussed the different units in the syllabus, the curriculum syllabus. So we have first unit, depreciation. We have depreciation as under first unit. Yes, so today we try to learn or we try to discuss about the meaning and definition of depreciation. What is depreciation? What are the definitions? What are the key terms? And what are the causes for depreciation? Okay, so let us start the session. Concept of depreciation. Please, all of you, note down in that notebook. It is useful for notes. Please, all of you, write down the PPT material. అందరూ రాసుకోండి, ఊరికే వినుకుంటా కూర్చోవాకండి. అందరూ టాపిక్ అన్ని కూడా రాసుకోండి. పీపీటీ మీకోసం ఎలాబరేట్ గా తయారు చేశాను. ప్లీజ్ నోట్ డౌన్. సో కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ డిప్రిషియేషన్. Concept of depreciation. Generally, the depreciation means reduction in the value. Reduction in the value is known as depreciation. Okay. So generally, in the business organizations, there are different types of assets: fixed assets, current assets, contingent assets, and fictitious assets, etc., etc. Among all these assets, fixed assets play a major role. So fixed assets, example for fixed assets: buildings, furniture, okay, motor car, like this. There may be plant and machinery. These are the various fixed assets used by the business organizations. Now, the nature of these assets, is their value will decline, their value will decrease over a period of time. Their value is decreased over a period of time. So, what happens? Suppose if you buy a machinery costing 1 crore rupees in the 2015, every year the value of the machinery will get depreciated or the value will be declined. Therefore, the depreciation means decrease in the value, of fixed assets. Okay, so as per the academic point of view, depreciation means the process of allocating the initial or restated input valuation of fixed assets to the several periods expected to benefit from their acquisition and use. That means the depreciation means it's a process of allocation, the initial cost over a period of time, because the fixed nature of fixed cost is the fixed cost can be used by the business organization over a period of time. Okay, so machinery can be used at least for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years based on the technology we use. Okay, so building is a fixed asset. Building can be used maybe for 50 years, 60 years, like that. So the nature of fixed assets is they long last for several years. You can use them for several years. Therefore, the fixed assets, the value of fixed assets are to be depreciated in the books of accounts. Here we are studying the concept of depreciation from accounting point of view. Okay, so the accounting point of view, the value of fixed assets is to be decreased. The value of fixed assets is to be decreased, and therefore every year is some amount of value of fixed asset is to be deducted from the asset value. Now we have observed while preparing the balance sheet. While preparing the balance sheet, what we have done? While preparing the final accounts, we have calculated the value of depreciation, and the first depreciation has been debited in the profit and loss account, and again that depreciation amount has been deducted from the concerned asset value. No? So that means whatever the value at which we have purchased the fixed asset, the same value should not be shown in the books of accounts. Every year the value will be declining. So that decreased value is known as depreciation. Okay, so depreciation is a permanent, continuing and gradual shrinkage in the book value of a fixed asset. So depreciation is a permanent, continuing and gradual shrinkage. Shrinkage means reduction. So gradual reduction in the book value of a fixed assets. That means every year we are going to reduce the value of the fixed assets in the books of accounts. Okay. So now let us see the definitions. Let us see the definitions given by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI. So as per this institution, depreciation means depreciation is a measure of the wearing out, consumption or other loss of a value of a depreciable asset arising from use, affliction of time or obsolescence through technology and market changes. Okay, so depreciation is allocated so as to charge a fair proportion of the depreciable amount in each accounting period during the expected useful life of the asset. Depreciation includes amortization of assets whose useful life is predetermined. Okay, this is the definition given by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So depreciation is a measure of wearing out, consumption or other loss of a value of a depreciable asset arising from use, affliction of time or obsolescence through technology and market changes. So depreciation will arise due to usage of the asset or due to passing of time, due to other reasons, obsolescence through technology and other market changes. Therefore, the value of the asset may not be same forever. It declines. The value of the asset will decline. That decreased value is known as depreciation. Okay. Next definition. This definition is given by the International Accounting Standard Committee. International Accounting Standard Committee. So this committee has defined depreciation is the allocation of the depreciable amount of an asset over its estimated useful life. So depreciation is the allocation of the depreciable amount of an asset over its estimated useful life. That means we are allocating the total value of the asset over its useful life. That means, for example, we have purchased a machinery for 10 lakh rupees. We have purchased machinery for 10 lakhs rupees. The life of the useful life of the asset is suppose 10 years. 10 years. So 10 lakhs value of machinery is used for 10 years. That means every year you can depreciate, you can decrease the value of the asset by 1 lakh rupee or some amount. Whatever it will be, the amount depends upon the method, which method you are using. That's so 10 year useful life of the machine is 10 years because the value of the machinery is 10 lakhs. So 10 lakhs rupees is to be divided in between 10 years. That means for each year we have to reduce the value of the asset by 1 lakh rupees. First year 1 lakh, second year 1 lakh, third year 1 lakh, so that after completion of useful life, that is 10 years, the value of the asset will become 0. Okay, so in this way, the depreciation is allocation of the depreciable amount of an asset over its estimated useful life. Depreciation for the accounting period is charged to income either directly or indirectly. So depreciation for the accounting period is charged to the income statement. That means profit and loss account. So for profit and loss account, we will charge the depreciation, and again we deduct from the concerned asset value in the balance sheet. Okay, so this is the definition given by the International Accounting Standards Committee. Next, what are the key terms? What are the key terms in the depreciation? The first and foremost important term is depreciable asset. Depreciable assets. Depreciable asset means these are the assets. These are assets which one are expected to be used during more than one accounting period. Okay, depreciable assets means these are assets which are expected to be used during more than one accounting period. That means the useful life of the asset should be more than one accounting period. Next, to have a limited life. These assets should have limited life. You cannot continuously use the asset forever. Every depreciable asset will have its limited life. It may be 5 years, or it may be 10 years, or it may be 20 years, or it may be 30 years. Depends upon the nature of the asset. Every asset, every depreciable asset will have a limited life. Okay, so all assets may not have same life. Some may have 20 years life, some may have 10 years life, some may have 5 years life, like that. Based on the nature of the asset, it has its own life. Next, number 3, are held by an enterprise for use in the production or supply of goods and services, for rentals to others, or for administrative purposes, and not for the purpose of sale in the ordinary course of business. This is another feature of depreciable assets. These depreciable assets are held by an enterprise. These depreciable assets should be in the handover of the business organization, and these assets should be used for production or supply of goods and services, for rental to others, or for administrative purpose. That means these assets are used for either producing the goods and services, or renting the asset to the others. Okay, but it should not be used for resale purpose. It should not use for ordinary course of business. That means in the ordinary course of business we sell goods, but depreciable assets are not goods, they are assets. They are assets, therefore they cannot be used for the purpose of sale. They should be used to produce the goods. They used to produce the goods. Otherwise, they cannot provide depreciation. They cannot provide depreciation. Okay, so depreciable asset means the asset which is having expected life, limited life. They are held by the business organization for the purpose of production and for administration purpose, not for sale purpose, and they are expected to be used for more than one accounting period. Okay, so that is a depreciable asset. Next key term is useful life. Useful life. What do you mean by useful life? Useful life means the life of the asset which is useful to the business organization. Okay, so this is either the period over which a depreciable asset is expected to be used by the enterprise. This is the period over which a depreciable asset is expected to be used by the enterprise. That means this is the period in which the asset should be used by the enterprise or firm, or the number of production of similar units expected to be obtained from the use of the asset by the enterprise. That means the enterprise or the firm should utilize this particular asset for the purpose of producing the goods Okay, so this is what the useful life means. Next, depreciable amount. depreciable amount. So the depreciable amount means the amount of depreciable asset is its historical cost or other amount substituted for historical cost in financial statements less the estimated residual value. So depreciable amount means what is the total depreciable amount during a life of the asset. So this is equal to historical cost or other cost less estimated residual value. From the amount of purchase value or amount of cost, we have to deduct the estimated residual value. Then you will get the depreciable amount. So that's called the depreciable amount. Next, residual value. What do you mean by residual value? So residual value means determination of residual value of an enterprise is normally a difficult matter. If such value is considered as insignificant, it is normally regarded as nil. On the contrary, if the residual value is likely to be significant, it is estimated at the time of acquisition or at the time of subsequent revaluation of the asset. Okay. So residual value means after completion of the life of the asset, what would be the value? What would be the value of the asset after completion of its useful life? For example, a machinery useful life is 10 years. So after 10 years, suppose if you sold that machinery, how much money you derive? How much value you will get? That is called residual value. This residual value is to be estimated in advance, and that residual value is to be deducted from the historical cost of the asset, and on the remaining values, on the remaining value of the asset only you have to provide the depreciation. That's called depreciable amount, the total depreciable amount. So the residual value is likely to be significant. It is estimated at the time of acquisition. So at the time of purchasing or acquisition of the fixed assets only, we can estimate the life of the residual value of the asset. Okay. Next. So these are the key important terms that are associated with depreciation. Important terms. Now let us know the causes of depreciation. What are the various causes for depreciation? Why the value of asset will decline? What are the reasons? What are the causes or reasons for a decline in the value of fixed assets? Okay. So, in the causes, as far as the causes of depreciation are concerned, the first cause means reason. Number one, physical depreciation. It is caused mainly from wear and tear when the asset is in use, and from erosion, rust, rot, and decay from being exposed to wind, rain, sun, and other elements of nature. So physical depreciation, physical reasons. There may be physical reasons. There may be physical reasons by which the asset value will be reduced. The asset value will be reduced. So by using the asset in the business organization, due to erosion, due to rust, due to rot and decay from being exposed to wind, rain, sun and other elements of nature. So that means when you are using a particular asset in the business, while using it will there may be certain wear and tear for that particular asset, and that machinery or the asset is exposed to wind, rain, sunlight and other elements of nature. So due to these reasons, the value of the asset will decline. Okay, that is the first cause of depreciation. Okay. Next, second cause, number 2 cause is economic factors. Economic factors. Economic factors means these may be said to be those that cause an asset to be put out of use even though it is in good physical condition. These arise due to obsolescence and inadequacy. So economic factors will also cause for the depreciation. Economic factors will also cause for the depreciation. These are the causes the asset to be put out of use even though it is in good physical condition. Though the asset is in good physical condition, it may not be useful for the business organization. Therefore, you have to reduce or you have to depreciate the asset. Okay? So it may be due to obsolescence and inadequacy. Obsolescence and inadequacy. That means outdated machinery. Due to time factor, after some times the asset may go waste. And sometimes if you want to produce more and more products by using the same machinery, it may not be possible. Therefore, the machinery which is able to or which is useful for producing more and more goods, you have to install. Though the present machinery is useful, you cannot continue them. You have to set it aside so that the new machinery can be purchased and more and more products may be produced. So that is the economic factors. Next, number 3, third cause. Third cause is time factor. Time factor. So there are certain assets with a fixed period of legal life, such as lease, patents and copyrights. Okay, so lease, patents and copyrights, they are also assets. Therefore, their value will be reduced after completion of their legal life. Legal life means, suppose copyrights. For example, copyrights. The publisher of any book will buy copyrights for 10 years from the author. That means during these 10 years, he may use the copyrights. But after 10 years, he cannot use the copyrights. Therefore, after 10 years, the copyrights value become 0. Therefore, every year he will try to reduce the value of copyrights. Suppose he has purchased the copyrights for 10 years by paying 10 lakhs rupees. So every year 1 lakh rupee copyrights value is to be reduced. Okay, so due to time factor, the value of the asset will goes down. That is another cause for depreciation. Next, number four, depletion. Depletion means some assets are of wasting character, perhaps due to the extraction of raw materials from them. So some of the assets are wasting in nature. That means you take the mine. So what is the nature of mines? If you go on digging the mines, you can use the material, but it cannot continuously give it will have an expired period, or up to certain stage only you can dig the mine and get the raw material. After that you cannot dig the mine. అంతే కదా, మైన్లు గనులు ఉన్నాయి కదా, గనుల్లో ఏం చేస్తాం మనం, గనులను తవ్వి అక్కడ రాళ్ళు కానీ బండలు కానీ లేకపోతే బొగ్గు కానీ ఇంకోటి కానీ అది తీస్తూ ఉంటాం. అది కంటిన్యూగా వస్తూ ఉంటుందా? రాదు. అది ఒక స్థాయి వరకే అది అవైలబుల్గా ఉంటుంది. తర్వాత మనకు దాన్ని వేస్ట్గా వదిలేసేయాల్సిందే. కాబట్టి దట్స్ కాల్డ్ డిప్లేషన్. Depletion means the assets, by using those assets, the asset will be wasted. You cannot కంటిన్యూగా మనం గనులు తవ్వి కంటిన్యూగా అందులో నుంచి మెటీరియల్ తీయలేం. కొంతవరకే మనం తవ్వి తీసుకోగలుగుతాం, తర్వాత దాన్ని వదిలేసేయాల్సింది. కాబట్టి దాన్నే డిప్లేషన్ అంటాం. సో దిస్ డిప్లేషన్ ఈజ్ అనదర్ రీజన్ ఫర్ depreciation. You cannot go on increasing, or you cannot go on bringing material out from these assets. Okay, next, accidents. So due to accidents, the value of the asset will be reduced. This accident, sometimes even though the asset is very, very new asset, if after meeting the accident, immediately the asset will become waste. The asset value will become zero. For example, you have purchased a motorbike. What is the name of the motorbike? Famous motorbike? Yes,
Royal Enfield.
Huh?
Royal Enfield.
Hello? Motorbike. You buy a motorbike for 1 lakh rupees. Then while going, you met with accident. What will happen to the value of the bike? Within a day,
Decreases.
the value of the vehicle decreases. Okay, in the same manner, the machinery also, in the industrial organizations, the plant and machinery, if any accident takes place in the industrial location, automatically the machinery may not be useful. At least part of the machinery value will be reduced. Okay, so whenever there is accidents happen, due to accidents also the value of the asset will become reduced. Okay, so like this, the concept of depreciation. The depreciation is reduction in the value of asset. So the value of the depreciation means it is a reduction in the value of asset. So the value of assets is reduced due to various reasons. So the generally in the business organizations on fixed assets we calculate the depreciation and we provide depreciation in the books of accounts. Okay, there are different terms. Depreciable asset. The depreciable asset is one which is having life of more than one accounting period and which has a limited life, and it is held by the organization for producing the goods or supply of goods or for administrative purpose, and they are not used for resale purpose. Next, useful life. Useful life means it is the life of the asset during which the asset may be used by the firm, and products may be produced by using that particular asset. Next, depreciable amount. If you deduct the residual value from the historical cost of the asset, you will get the depreciable amount. This is the total depreciable amount that can be deducted from the during the useful life of the asset. Next, residual value. Residual value means the scrap value. It is also known as a scrap value. Scrap value or residual value or end value. That means it is the value of the asset after completion of its useful life. This is the value of asset after completion of useful life. Okay. Next, causes of depreciation. This is one of the important questions from the examination point of what are the various causes or depreciation, causes for depreciation. So one is a physical depreciation. Number 2, economic factors. Number 3, time factors. Number 4, depletion. Number 5, accidents. Okay, so this is all about the theoretical background of depreciation. Now in the next class we try to learn why depreciation is to be calculated and written in the books of accounts. What are the various methods? What are the various methods through which the depreciation can be calculated and written in the books of account? How the depreciation accounting system or how the accounts are prepared? What type of entries are written in the books of accounts? What type of accounts are to be prepared so as to enlighten or so as to account the depreciation on the fixed assets. Okay, so thank you very much for joining today. ఈరోజు నిన్నటితో పోలిస్తే ఎందుకు కొంచెం స్ట్రెంత్ తగ్గింది? చాలా మంది ఒక రోజు వచ్చేసి వెళ్ళిపోతూ ఉన్నారు. ఇది మంచి పద్ధతి కాదు. నిన్న దాదాపు 50 మెంబర్స్ వచ్చారు, ఈరోజు 25 మెంబర్సే ఉన్నారు. రెగ్యులర్గా రావాలి క్లాసులకు. ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ, ఇఫ్ యూ డు నాట్ రెగ్యులర్ టు ది క్లాసెస్ చాలా సఫర్ అవుతారు. మీరు చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి. ఇంకా రేపు సంవత్సరం నుంచి తెలుగు మీడియం కూడా తీసేస్తున్నారు, మీరు చూసి ఉంటారు పేపర్లో. సో తెలుగు మీడియం రేపు సంవత్సరం నుంచి ఇంకా ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్లో తెలుగు మీడియం అడ్మిషన్లు ఉండవు, ఓన్లీ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియమే. కాబట్టి ప్రతి ఒక్కరూ కూడా ఖచ్చితంగా సహకరించి కొంచెం శ్రద్ధగా చదువుకోండి, లేకపోతే ఇబ్బంది పడతారు. మీరు ఫెయిల్ అయితే ఏ ఉపయోగము ఉండదు. మీరు చదవడం వల్ల మీరు ఖచ్చితంగా పాస్ అయితేనే మీకు ఏదైనా ఉపయోగంగా ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి ప్లీజ్ ట్రై టు బీ రెగ్యులర్ ఫర్ క్లాసెస్ అండ్ బీ సిన్సియర్. నేను చెప్పేవన్నీ రాసుకుంటూ ఉండండి. మీకు పవర్ పాయింట్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్లు చేసినవి కూడా రాసుకోండి. తర్వాత నేను లెక్కలు కూడా మీకు ఆన్లైన్లో అప్డేటెడ్గా చేస్తున్నాను. కాబట్టి మీ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ పెంచుకొని కొంచెం చదువు పట్ల శ్రద్ధ పెంచుకొని మన ఫ్రెండ్స్కు మిగతా వాళ్ళకు కూడా చెప్పండి. ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసులకు ఖచ్చితంగా అటెండ్ కావాలి, లేకపోతే ఇంకా తర్వాత జరిగే పరిణామాలకు మాకు సంబంధం లేదు. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. అందరి నెంబర్ పోస్ట్ చేసింటే ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోయినాను.